What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Jump. The other night, I was moderating for the first part of the show on Kevin Samuels' channel, and he had a really great topic that is really going viral through Black YouTube, which is called Modern Women Can Survive Without Men. And to kind of sum up the show, he was discussing how men run a lot of the infrastructure, and while women can run part of that infrastructure, let's say if, for example, 100% of the infrastructure is ran 20% by women. Well, women cannot run the infrastructure for all women if men were to quit. And in so many words, that women should start appreciating men for what they do. And it's easy for someone to take that Kevin Samuels was saying. In fact, it is men that can survive more without women than vice versa. Now, obviously, a lot of people took offense to that, and it's starting to be worrisome. And I was invited on Napah Shadah's channel, and Napah Shadah is associated with Sonetter TV and Black News 102. And she has her own YouTube channel, and she has a show called the Napah Shadah Sisters Sit Down. Do women and men need each other? Okay. And I went over there as a special guest and check out the video. It's really, really good, interesting live stream. And they wanted my opinion. Do black men feel like they don't need black women? And unfortunately, I had to say, in my estimation, 85 to 90% of black men feel like they don't need black women, or in some cases women at all, in life to get to where they need to be. They wanted to know why. I have a few reasons why that I want to talk about that in relation to Kevin's show, but let me give an introductory reason. Number one, women started that narrative. And it's not to be that, we're being petty or tit for tat, but women were the ones that first came out and said, we don't need no man. Okay? We don't need a black man. We are independent. But at the same time, asking black men for money, asking black men for things, all the time, asking for help, asking for assistance. Can you come fix this? Can you come fix that? Can you loan me money? But at the same time saying they're independent, right? So a lot of brothers didn't say anything during those times. We didn't have the media outlets to say those things. But if you really want to know who started the we don't need this group of people, black women were the first ones to kind of kick that off. So now if it's a problem, men say it, we got to understand who said it first. But I would say one of the first reasons that black men are saying this now, and a lot of women, like Sister Napah, was believing that it's because of frustration. I mean, you can say that, okay, don't get me wrong, like when the man takes the red pill in the manosphere or understands the true nature of women, it's easy for you to say that he's frustrated. But a lot of guys have sitting back and analyzed this, and the number one reason they're going to come up with is that the juice is just not worth the squeeze, okay? What do you mean when you say that, O'Shea? Well, if a man is going to have a woman, number one, most guys who are really interested in something like this are men who are going to wanting to be parents, wanting to be fathers, and there are some men who are interested in that for sure. But if a man is not interested in that, for a lot of guys, what good would being with the woman in today's climate? Okay? What does she have to offer you? Most guys in the black community are gonna look at financially, what has a woman ever did for me? We're not talking about one of these Pookie and Ray Ray guys who don't have a job. We're talking about blue collar black men, guys who are, working in the industry, white collar men, professional black men. Women are a bill. Let's just keep it real. They are a bill. They are the most expensive part of the healthcare system. They're the most expensive part of a man's wallet. Women. Okay? So you're telling me that I'm going to be with this woman financially. She's not going to bring any money to me. Even if she has her own money, $80,000, $100,000 a year, it's not in her best interest to share her money with me. In fact, what she's probably going to be looking to do is to keep her money while spending my money. For a lot of black men, it's just not worth it. Okay? A lot of black men are saying, what do I get out of it? From a financial perspective, you don't get anything. Okay? That's one thing. Number two, a lot of women are very happy with believing that all they need to do is to come with the booty. Doesn't matter what they look like, okay? It's about, what I can give you is compassion and sex, which is what they think that's what most black men want. But most black men are more articulate than that, especially those who have achieved something in life. And let's be honest, after 6 or 7 months or a year of like, let's say me hitting that, I'm used to it by now. Okay? It was really good at first. It was really great at first. It might still be really good, but after that, okay, then so what's next? So outside of that, and then taking that away off the table, what really is there? Now, don't get me wrong. Some women have those attributes we're going to talk about, which are the little things. They're really good in the minors, which a lot of black men like. And we'll talk about that. But a lot of women are just not. Okay? No matter how beautiful or how educated they are, they just don't understand how men work. And it becomes more of a annoying thing than building together. And a lot of black men see a lot of these insecurity, red flags that they've dealt with before. Again, we've dealt with many different women and dated them. And, we've heard the stories of, I'm not like the other girls. And, all my boyfriends, they messed up with me. So the lack of accountability, red flag. And so once we come across that, it's almost sure that we know that there's going to be a bad situation. So we want to opt out of those things. Okay. I want to talk about the third thing, if I can. The third thing that a lot of brothers feel that they're not going to get is, number one, you talk entirely too much, okay? And I mean, and this is with all women, but let's just be honest. A lot of brothers are dealing with women who every day you're talking about things that you don't understand, okay? Just to be talking. Now, obviously, women do this a lot in most communities, but in the black community, it seems to be a bigger problem. And this is something that a guy doesn't want to deal with on a daily basis, which is talking about something that you don't really understand. It could be any little thing, right? And that turns into a lot of petty arguments, that's another reason we're talking about here soon. But you're talking about something that you don't know. You're speaking about things all the time that you have no idea and what you're talking about. That's how a lot of guys feel. All right? Like, what are you talking about and why? Why am I listening to this? And it goes into the fourth thing, which is like, you're crowding my space. Okay? This is why a lot of guys don't feel like they need women. You're crowding my space because of petty ass arguments. Okay? I'm trying to do something. You won't leave me alone. You don't understand that I have boundaries. You want me to respect your boundaries, but you don't want to respect mine. I'm trying to do things. I want to go to sleep early. I have a long days of work. But for whatever reason, you want to crowd my space. You want to be underneath me. Now, all of a sudden, you know, you being beautiful, you being very nice. I've talked to you about this, please. Let me have my space. You know, you want your space when you want it, but when it's like my time to have space, it doesn't matter. And black men need space, right? We've dealt with so many women who are just really needy, insecure and needy. I mean, you don't want an insecure and needy man, but you don't mind being an insecure and needy woman. And to be honest, it's a turnoff. A lot of guys want you to leave us alone. I'm gonna just be honest. All right? You know, on top of the talking about things you don't know what you're talking about for a lot of guys, then you're needy, you're underneath me, you're calling all the time. What are we gonna hang out? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, I've already told you I can't do anything. Like, leave me alone. And a lot of guys don't like going through that whole needy stuff. Just to go through the motions of, you know, just to have a girlfriend, or to have a wife, or just to have constant sex. Or just to say that I'm dealing with a woman that's pretty. No. Okay? This is why a lot of guys feel like they don't need to date women. And let me just say this, and also, you're disrupting my normal routine. Okay? A lot of guys have a routine that they do that makes them successful. Okay? Some women, not all women, are really irritated by the routines that men have for whatever reason. So because you're irritated by the routine, you want to disrupt it. It's boring. You know, the guy got to go up to get up at 5 in the morning. You know, you want to get up and talk at 2 in the morning. You have an attitude with the guy. So you've disrupted his whole complete work day. He's miserable at work. So the guy can't stand you. Because you're a routine disruptor. Not you personally, but I mean, this happens a lot. And when guys go through this list, here's what's happening. At least if a woman isn't all 5, she's at least 3 of the 5. And number 6 is you don't do the little things right. And for a lot of guys is, are you okay? Can we at least communicate without there being a level of pettiness or disrespect? Do you believe in the vision? I'm trying to support you, but can you support me? You know, are you okay to be around? Are we able to have fun in the relationship? Like, a lot of black men want to be able to have fun also. You know, are you able to give good advice to a man when it's important? Do you have any wisdom? You know, are you secure that you're a woman that I believe that's different from someone else, so you're not so insecure that, you know, somebody's trying to take me from you, or you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in your beauty, and a lot of other things that come are a lot of problems from previous relationships that you're dragging into the relationship from someone else. Problems that you're coming in because you don't like your mom, you don't like your family, your dad wasn't there. And then all of that extra baggage that's being brought into the relationship that makes me feel bad on a daily basis when that doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, because you have problems, why is it my problem now? And when a guy puts that on a list of most women are gonna, for a lot of brothers out there, are gonna fail this test. And so when guys say, do I need a woman on a serious relationship, would like to have one?
I guess we'll never know.
But you know what? I think it's a myth. Just a lot of black men feel this way. Here are a few reasons. And if you're a lady like this, then, you know, possibly, here's where you're going wrong. Otherwise, a lot of guys feel like they can cook, they can pay their own bills, they don't need you for a house, they don't need you for organizational things, you know? So they're looking to live a more of a stress-free life without a woman. A lot of men feel, especially in the black community, that if I'm dealing with a woman in my community, that life is not so stress-free. It is what it is. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. Check out the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.